you're trying to look European if you straighten your hair. What I say to that, I can never look European. My hair is not European-like, and I can never look like someone who's European. When straightening my hair, that's not my goal, to look European. I will always be a black woman and look black, and my hair will always look black. And so there's no goal here to try to look like some other race, which I think is dumb. I never understood the criticisms of other women, particularly in the black community, when it comes to hair. We're very critical with each other for everything. Hey y'all, welcome back. I hope you all are doing well and are blessed. And I just wanted to come in and do a follow-up video for this week and just sit and chat with you for a second. So I hope you were able to tune in to my previous videos on my hair growth journey, starting with the first video. If any one of you are new subscribers to the channel, this is a very, very new channel, and I just started 4 weeks ago on my hair growth journey, right? Documenting it through this video log. And so the last video I did, I forget which episode it was, but it was my flat iron day. And on my flat iron days, I just, flat iron my hair, put some music on. You guys can sit and chill. I was having a good time listening to a worship, songs. It was a night of worship for the church. And I was having a really good time on that video. So if you haven't seen that or my previous videos, go and check them out. But before that, I want to say welcome to my channel. Those of you who have subscribed and who have been viewing, I really appreciate you. You don't have to be here, and so I'm humbled that you would even stop through just to check out what I'm doing. And so I'm on my hair regrowth journey. My name is Ree, and so I'm trying to do my own hair and trying to get it to grow past a certain length. Whereas prior I would trim my hair and really stunt it from growing because of my trims and the frequent trims. And so what I started out to do this go round, and when I say regrow, when I was younger, my hair would grow, freely, and I would get regular trims, and I would go to the professionals to get it done. But I haven't been to get my hair done professionally for a very, very, very long time. One of my best hairdressers or stylists that I used to have, she moved out of state, and then after that I had 2 more hair stylists, and this has to be at least over 15 years ago, and so I just been doing it myself, and what I haven't done was just allow it to grow. And so what I've learned recently is that what I can do to preserve my ends, to prevent me from having to trim it or layer it the way I like to do. See, when I wear my hair in layers, it's easier for me to style, and I can, curl it and it can go in layers, and I kind of like that look. It makes it look fuller and that kind of thing. But what I am trying to do now is to avoid putting layers in my hair. I'm not avoiding trimming altogether. I'm trimming every 6 months or 2 times a year. So I am right in the last of the 6 months. This is April, so May will be due. A trim will be due in May, right? And so then I'm going to go and look at my hair and do a very, nice dusting of the ends, and then continue until November to trim again. So the last time I trimmed my hair was in last year, November, and so the next trim is due in May. And it's hanging in there pretty well. I did have some other, issues going on with my hair, so if you haven't seen the previous videos, make sure you go and check them out, and so you can see what's going on with my hair, and you'll see why I'm kind of checking certain areas in my hair when I'm doing my flat iron, keeping an eye on it and seeing where I need to, what needs to be nourished, and really nothing else I can do other than follow a consistent regimen of shampooing, conditioning my hair. Make sure I put in a leave-in conditioner prior to blow drying it, and then also make sure I put in thermal guard to protect my hair from heat when I blow dry and flat iron. And so these are the steps that I'm doing consistently when I actually do my hair. Today I am going to oil my ends. Now, since this is day 3 of the flat iron, I did the flat iron on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. I was a bit late, was supposed to do it the Saturday prior, but I was able to make it up for that 4th week. And so I did my flat iron every week because I wanted to get my hair into condition. And I think I got it where I want it to be. It looks softer and fuller and, you know, just in my eyes, shiny and that kind of thing when it's in the light and stuff like that. I want to make sure that, you know, my natural hair oils are, you know, traveling at least down my hair shaft. And, you know, these are some of the things that I'm learning about trying to maintain, you know, healthy looking hair, right? And so something that is outside of tradition, like I said, the trimming every so many weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, I am avoiding that. And the way I'm preserving my ends, and if you don't know, go and check it out on my previous videos. In other words, I'm trying to encourage you to go check out my previous videos. It really helps also the views, and you know, if you like something, make sure you like, and if you want to make a comment, make sure you make a comment. And if you want to make a comment, that also helps the videos as well. And so what I'm going to do today is oil my ends. And I'm a little all over the place because I haven't done a follow-up video on my hair for several weeks. I had been under the weather and wasn't able to make that 4th week flat iron as soon as I wanted to. But then once I started feeling better, I was able to get it in on Thursday. So this is 3 days after the flat iron. And my hair is on the top, well, pretty much in the roots. It's very kinky. And in my neck of the woods here in the West Coast, it is hot, hot, hot. And it has been hot for the past week. And so my hair is really sweating under there. So on day 3, it's not looking as straight as it probably could in the roots. But the mids and the ends are doing pretty good, right? And so I can hide how the roots are looking just by the mids and the ends. I'm noticing my hair is starting to fill out. So I'm sitting here under the lights. It's getting warm in here, but I have the air on. But these lights, they're no joke. And so, you know, I sweat under the lights. That's been another issue when I'm recording. But also, it's been very hot. The temperature has gone up. And so it's no longer feasible for me to be flat ironing my hair every week. And I usually don't do it, but the only reason I did it this time is to get it in better condition. Prior to my hair, you know, I had it up in braids and different, you know, other styles outside of flat ironing for a long time. And I had done some damage to my hair and that kind of thing. Now I'm done with the first month of flat ironing it every week, and so I'm going to slow down on the flat irons, and I probably will flat iron either once or twice a month, right? The reason is because I like the way my hair is getting more in condition as I flat iron it, and I'm learning. I know a lot of, you know, folk are against putting a lot of heat in the hair and that kind of thing, but what I'm learning is that my hair thrives when I put heat in it. It thrives when I flat iron. I can keep a better eye on areas that are damaged or areas that need work or anything like that. And so I like flat ironing it because I like to see how my hair is doing. When I wear it in braids or putting a wig over, which is what I do when I'm not flat ironing it, and let my hair rest is what I call it. I would consider it protective in that prior to braiding my hair, I like to make sure I still stick with washing and conditioning, leaving the leave-ins in, that kind of thing, and making sure that I'm not leaving my braids in for an extended period of time, and making sure I continue with that regimen of keeping my hair and scalp clean, and making sure I'm moisturizing my hair as well. So now I'm going to do my put my oil on the ends. I hadn't done that in the last 3 days. I was just letting my hair be natural. I was just letting my hair flat iron be, let it kind of flow and that kind of thing without putting any oil on it. What I had been doing prior was adding the oil the day of and every day. But I let it just kind of allowed it to be straight for the last 3 days without putting any oils in. And so today I'm going to do my oiling and just oiling the ends really quick. Just kind of keeping the oil on them, like pretty much on the mids to the ends. And that protects my end. Just put a little bit of that. Just having to, it's keeping me from having to trim my hair so often, right? That was too much. I'm not going to use that much. I'm just going to take a little bit of that, was in there. But just take a little bit of that and just put that on the ends. And I like this oil here. It's a thicker oil. That end over there. It's a thicker oil. And I just do a little twist and just add a little bit of oil on the ends. Really good. Right? From mids to ends is good, right? And so that is going to make my hair, my flat iron, not be as flowy as it was before, but it's okay, because what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to put my hair up in braids. After this flat iron is totally where I can't wear it anymore, I'm going to put it up in braids. I'm going to French braid it back, or the style that I usually French braid it in. I might come on and just do it. It's nothing, special. It's just to make sure I get my, I wash it, condition everything, and then make sure I put my hair in like some braids or plaits. And what I will do is start wearing my wigs, because it's too hot. And then I live in the desert, so when it's hot in the other areas, then it's hotter where I am. And just going out, it's dry heat, which is better than humid heat, right? But it's still heat, and I'm still sweating regardless. Okay, so I just put this on the ends, add a little bit on these little damaged areas up here in the front. You don't really have to put that up there anymore because it's starting to grow out. These damaged areas are starting to thicken and grow out. So I don't really need to keep putting oil on them, but the ends are what I'm more concerned about. And so I just let that oil sit in there, and then after it kind of absorbs into the hair, I'll comb it out. And so I should be able to wear my hair in this style for the next maybe 2 to 3 days. It'll still go right. Also, I have another way that I wear my hair when the roots get really kinky from sweating it out. And so you can check that out in my previous videos. That's where I am at this point. This week, I will no longer, this week starts another week of week 5. I will no longer flat iron my hair every week. And so sometime this week, once I'm no longer wearing the flat iron or straight look, I will put it in plaits and braids. Before I do that, I'm going to make sure I wash and condition and put my leave-in conditioner in. And I'm also going to make sure I oil my ends really well. So when I put my hair in the plait, my hair will be set and not in a place where my hair can still maintain healthiness. And so I'll wear my hair braided most likely in around 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks, and I'll take it out, see what my hair looks like. And then of course wash and condition it again, and I may put it in braids again. So I might keep it in braids for a month this time, since I've been flat ironing it a lot. I think it can last for a month, as long as in between I am washing and conditioning. conditioning and doing that kind of thing. It will maintain. What I don't want to do is keep it in braids for too long and putting a wig over my hair for too long, because that too can cause damage. And so if I see a lot of friction or something that I'm doing and my hair is not thriving, I'm going to immediately wash it, condition, and straighten it to see where it is. What I'm learning is when your hair is straightened, it is the best way to be able to tell the condition of your hair, right? If you're getting any breakage or anything like that. And so what we have found, a lot of folk can thrive. I know when I was younger, I didn't know a lot of the stuff about hair like I do now. Because I never really researched any of the stuff. I would just go and let the hairstylist do my hair and just be done with it. It's easier to do it that way, right? But after I got to a point where I just didn't have the patience or the wherewithal to go and sit in the hair salon for so long, or looking for another stylist if my stylist retires or whatever. I'm a woman of a certain age, and so are they, right? And so not a lot of my stylists are no longer styling anymore. And so looking for a stylist and all of that, it just wasn't feasible for me as I'm getting older. It's just easier for me to do it. I do like to support the business of women doing hair and that kind of thing. And so I used to support the business for years because I just allowed them to do it. And then I knew a lot of things I was doing on my own was not healthy for my hair. And I could leave my hair up in braids or individuals for 2 months or whatever and forget about my hair. And yet when I take my hair out, it would just grow like weeds. But as I became a woman of a certain age, I realized I can't just do that and leave my hair without making sure it's conditioned and cleaned and that kind of thing. And so I know that many women on social media may promote certain type of what they call protective styles or whatever, and leaving your hair in that style for a long period of time. And their hair may thrive, because when I was younger, my hair thrived with my hair up for a long time as well. Another thing I used to wear was ponytails, and I'd slip my hair back and put it in ponytails and that kind of thing. Especially when I was working in the hospitals, it's just easier to keep your hair up and back, right? But my hair would not get damaged. It wouldn't break off. It would just grow like weeds if I put it back. But when I started, and it may have been when I started going through menopause, when hormonal changes and stuff, I'm at the post-menopausal stage. But when I was going through menopause and all of that kind of stuff, the hormones and all of that kind of thing, it probably changed the chemistry of my body, which would include my hair. And so I realized that I had to do a bit more as far as maintenance of my hair. I just couldn't throw it up in a ponytail and go anymore, because then there would be breakage. That's when I started doing a bit more study on how to do my own hair and what is best. And so I get bits and pieces of information here and there, and I just try to combine it all and make it individualized to my hair type, right? To what works well for me. Because I notice, having been in healthcare and being in the science of healthcare and the body, it's similar to that in the science of hair, where each individual person, you have to be able to develop your own regimen. What works for me may not work for that next person. And I see that with hair as well. What may work for me when I was younger, just putting it up and going, it doesn't work best for me now. And what may work for someone else as they're doing their hair, and it may grow and thrive. You see women with their hair all the way down past their to their waist length and all of that, and even longer. And they're doing regimens with their hair that if I did, it may not work for me, right? So I had to find out what best works for me, and I'm still on that journey of finding out. And that's what this channel is all about. You're just here with me. If you want to join in on the hair growth journey, go ahead and join in. Some people may oppose what I'm doing because there are a lot of different philosophies when it comes to black women and hair, right? Oh, you're trying to look European if you straighten your hair. What I say to that, I can never look European. My hair is not European-like, and I can never look like someone who's European. when straightening my hair, that's not my goal to look European. I will always be a black woman and look black, and my hair will always look black. And so there's no goal here to try to look like some other race, which I think is dumb. A lot of people, I mentioned that on another video, where if you put on a wig, folk think, oh, you're trying to look like another race or look European just because you're wearing your wig. And that never made sense to me, because the wigs I buy do not have European hair. There are other types of hair of women of color, and their hair type may not be exactly like mine, but there are wigs that I buy that are what we consider yucky or kinky look. When you straighten it, it looks like your own hair. And so I never understood the criticisms of other women, particularly in the black community, when it comes to hair. We're very critical with each other for everything. And I know it has to do with our history and as to why anything that we do has been criticized by the world. And so the world criticizes us with our look or the way we present ourselves, and we're less than as the world may appear look at us. And so we tend to follow that and do that to one another. So I'm not here to try to get some movement about flat ironing or anything like that. I'm doing what works best for me and what I like, right? So anyway, that's it for today. I am just, I just oiled my ends, and so I'm just going to comb my ends down a little bit. And so the ends get a little sticky, but during this time, my ends were getting sticky anyway, because of my sweating my hair out. But you see, it's still doable. It's still wearable. And then I'll put it in my other style for the next several days. And it'll be curled, and it will work for me for the next several days. And I could wear it like that for the remainder of the month without ever having to do anything else to my hair. But what I do want to do is maintain the routine of shampooing, conditioning, and putting a leave-in in your hair. And then also, I do not like when my hair is dirty, right? So I do try to make sure my shampoos last for a while, but after it gets sticky and all of that, I'm making sure I'm going in and cleaning that scalp, period. All right, y'all, so that's it for today. I hope you go and check out the previous videos. Welcome to all of my new subscribers. So blessed to have you here. Like, share if you want, and it really helps the channel to grow, right? Just support us. I'm not getting paid here doing this. I'm just trying to share my journey. All right, y'all. So I want to say thanks for stopping by, and God bless.